Hey friends, it's your favorite duck here, Derek the Duck. And today I want to talk to you about riding the bus in Las Vegas. Now, as many of you may know, those of you who subscribe, I go to Vegas a lot. But usually when my flight lands, my Frontier Airlines flight, which is free, I'll usually take an Uber to get from the airport to whichever casino I'm at that's comping me, Excalibur, Luxor, Mandalay Bay, those sort of places. Uber has been getting very expensive recently, especially this last year, 2024. The other night when I landed there, I was trying to get to Mandalay Bay and I saw that when I clicked on just an Uber X, it was $40. $40, and there wasn't like a big event going on or anything. I saw no reason for surge anything. It was just $40 to get from the airport to Mandalay Bay, which is not far away. I thought that was utterly ridiculous. I was used to like $17 to $20 to get to Mandalay Bay. That was kind of reasonable. Even that was expensive, but I was willing to pay for that. I mean, it costs more than my entire flight round trip. But I was still okay with paying for that because I had to get there somehow. Um, and unlike Reno, there aren't typically free shuttles to most of the casinos. I mean, unless you're a high roller getting a limousine picking you up, it's you kind of have to have an Uber. So I thought that was ridiculous. Then I also noticed on the app that it was only $30 to get to the Luxor. So I ended up paying $30, going to Luxor, and then walking to Mandalay Bay. All of that, it was very upsetting. And I'm just wondering, why am I playing these games with Uber? I've been reading a lot about Uber. I don't know what they're doing. I think maybe their venture capitalists are finally saying, well, you've got the market, so let's get some big returns. And you raise the prices and lower the fees, lower the payments to the poor Uber drivers, and let's make some money. I don't know what their game is. Other people are saying, oh, maybe there's some AI looking into it where it kind of tests it out to see what you're willing to pay. They know that I go to Vegas every other week. They know that I need to get from the airport to my casino. And so they're like trying to up it a little bit more and just like, oh, I wonder what the Duck's going to pay this week. Maybe they'll do $40. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Honestly, the bus is super easy, and it only costs $3 to get from the airport to the Vegas Strip. So I'm very happy about that number. So what you have to do is you download the RTC app. RTC stands for Regional Transportation Commission. Then you select the residential pass once you get off the plane at the airport. Even if you're not a resident, it's not like, I mean, they're not going to check. So it's cheaper than paying for a Vegas Strip pass, and it gets you to the Strip the same way anyway. So just click the resident one. Then you'll select the 2 hour pass and pay for it. Okay, now that costs $3 and you can pay with Apple Pay on your phone. When you pay the bus fare, it shows up as Masabi or Wasabi or something for some reason. I'm not really sure why. Anyway, then just check your Google Maps while you're there at the airport and just find the best route to get you from the airport to your hotel. So in this case, I was heading to the Cromwell Hotel, and I noticed that there were several buses heading in that direction. But the one you want to take is the Centennial Express bus, because that one you don't have to change buses. It's not going to take you one place and then make you change for something else. And the Centennial also goes to both T1 and T3 terminals at the airport. So it doesn't matter where your plane arrives at. So I saw that my bus was arriving soon, and so I headed out. There's actually no good signage for buses at the airport that I could find. I guess a lot of people just don't use it. If you're at Terminal 3, where I was, You have to go to the top floor. Now, some signs say something like transportation's on the second floor, but that's not exactly right. Because if you're on the first floor, then the floor right above it isn't the second floor. It's more like a 1.5 floor that takes you to the bridge to the garage. And I was walking around there looking for the bus for the longest time. Then I realized that you have to go to the floor above that one, and that's where the buses really are. And they're sort of across the way on a little sort of island. And then only once you see your bus and you've decided that that's the one to take, only then do you click the activate, the 2 hour pass on your phone. You'll get a QR code, and that starts the countdown of your 2 hours that you have. And then you're on the bus and you're good to go. And you swipe the phone next to the reader on the bus, and it lets you on. It's amazing. Honestly, when I was traveling on January the 2nd, it was a really busy day at the airport, but there was barely anybody on the bus. It was nice and clean. It was great. And while I'm sitting there, I can look at the progress. Google Maps shows that it was going to take 40 minutes to get to my destination. Now, that may seem a little long, but honestly, I spend like 15 minutes in the freezing cold in that Uber corral area at the airport waiting for my Uber to get there. And then, of course, sometimes I still have to walk from the Luxor to the Mandalay Bay. So, you're going to spend a lot of time either way. And at least on the bus, you don't have to make like small talk, and you certainly aren't obligated to tip anyone. The bus ride itself was great. You sit there, you look out the window, you see all the beautiful, glamorous Vegas. It's really great. And you just check your phone and see where you are, and they're pretty good about announcing what stops you're at. Unlike the subways in Japan, by the way, it was so confusing. I didn't know where I was, and they never really told you where you were, or I couldn't figure it out, or whatever. But on the buses in Vegas, it was much more straightforward, I thought anyway. One of the first stops you get to is Popeyes. And I don't know, maybe if you're hungry, you can stop there and then get back on the next bus and keep on going or something like that. But Popeyes was like the place I see first. They have a really great chicken sandwich, I think. And then from there, your very first casino you stop at is the Silver Sevens Casino. So if you're a bus person, then the Silver Sevens is probably the best hotel to stay at. And I think next time I'm just going to take the bus and real quickly get straight to the Silver Sevens, and that would be great. And I like the Silver Sevens. I like their old-fashioned glittery signs instead of these giant LED signs that I think are getting kind of tiresome. And then from there, it takes you pretty much into the heart of the strip. You just press the little stop button when you've reached your stop, and then you walk a little ways, and then there you are at your hotel. And all for only $3. That's pretty great. I think it's a great deal. I'll be in Vegas again this upcoming weekend, and I'm definitely going to try to catch the Centennial bus to get to my hotel. Maybe I'll check that Uber app and see if, the prices have gone back down to a reasonable rate again. But, if they're going to keep up with their shenanigans, then I'm going to vote with my dollar and give it to the RTC bus system instead. So, I don't know. Give it a try if you haven't. You just might love it. The bus in Vegas. I did it. I had a great time. All right, well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.